Day 2. Genesis chapter 4 to 6 and Matthew chapter 2. First sons of Adam and Eve. Now the first sons of Adam and Eve, I hear that. But I'm also thinking, first daughters of Adam and Eve. Another one comes into mind also. Maybe the daughters aren't mentioned because the father, a long time ago, was well known to get with the daughter. Ew, ouch, but everything came out healthy for some odd reason. And so, it's the old days. Did they really know? Did they really know? As long as they appeared normal, then they were normal. Without technology, really couldn't truly know. Well, not everyone. Can't forget the Nephilims, right? So, that being said, Adam knew Eve, his wife. Fulfilled, they only want you. Makes you feel complete, happy, content, safe. So, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. So, she has gotten a man from the Lord. Okay? They're really happy about these boys. And they are the first. And there is only Adam and Eve. And they are the first. Let's keep moving. Overflowing, has a lot of love to give and a rush to get serious. Charmer, fast moving. If it fits you, it fits. You'll know it. And said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. So, there was no meat with this. It was the ground what grew, bare hands, hard work with your hands. You put in the effort. You did more than feeding cattle and then killing it, which was the life that was created and brought into this world. Beautiful life of all kinds that we are told not to do anything with, like this boat of a dead tree. Exploration, looking for adventure, likes risk, travel, and kinks. Exciting, flighty fun. So, we do need these things, yes, but as all these trees kept getting, that's how we get our oxygen. So the less and less we've got, the less and less oxygen we do have, which causes everything to also turn around and change, which they call that global warming, because of what humans have done to the world. They tried to fix it, but they're still doing things. There's some doing right, there's some doing wrong. They made it very expensive to get a vehicle that don't have gas. I mean, want to really help the earth out, make it cheaper. Seriously. Or some rich billionaire buy a bunch of them because they ain't got that much and start giving them out. Or how about all the billionaires just kind of go together and say, hey, if we were to band together with our heads and make these cheaper, the more people that get them, wow, the better our lives will be as we get older. Who would have thought that one? No, nobody greedy would do that though. The more money, the more problems. Just because they look like they're rich with their dollar signs, they have more expensive things to pay. So they look like they got big digits, but they also got big bills. Mm-hmm. And Abel, he also brought the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, refuge, sportive in hard times. You can trust them. Safe haven blessing. That came up quicker than I would have thought. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou dost well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou dost not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Timeless, not in a hurry to commit, may need to slow down, stable values lasting. That is really interesting. These two are side by side. Yeah, it fits whoever's watching. Cain murders Abel, and Cain talks with Abel, his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, and Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel, thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Healing. Recovering from trauma, willing to heal together. Release bonding better. And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Depth. Feelings of profound bond must be truly meaningful. Soulmate. Karmic ties. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. Her. So like the tree of life, rooted, wants to settle down, focused on personal growth, stable, enduring. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Should have thought about that before you killed somebody, right? Wishful. Hopes for more to come. Waiting for the right one. Dreaming right timing. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. Hopeful, has big dreams to chase. They may come around. Possibility, longing. The Lord said unto him, Therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. This is going to be a really interesting year, especially I'm turning 40. I get a lot of people saying you look 20. Oh, that's because getting younger is fun. Memories. Still living in the past, cherishing time together. Flashbacks, exes, replay. If it fits, it fits. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord, and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife. Now, where'd she come from? And she conceived. Really? And bare Enoch. So, wife come out of the blue. And you conceived Enoch. We can put two to two together, like literally put two and two together here. first, next, they were brother and sister. Spiritual, once sacred connection uplifts and soothes your intuitive, deep intents. Now, that would produce a bunch of hills have eyes. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. It's so true. Alright. Being hills have eyes, that means we done got some Neanderthals. Is that where they came from? The mixture of brother and sisters? Because humans a long time ago just didn't listen to their intuition, their inside. They saw that, oh, I have a sister. Oh, I hit puberty. Oh, no. But hey, it happens. Blue Lagoon. Look it up. If anybody young, you haven't seen it, look it up. Alright, Blue Lagoon. I think everybody should watch that. Just keep your mind open while watching it. Alright, so. But they never mentioned they had daughters. See this? They had only 2 sons. So where did the daughters come from? Whose daughters were they? Whose daughters were they? Good question. Because there were more than one. More than 2. They were many. And that would bring up the other history that we have found, that there were many made, not just 2. But the history we read reveals something. There are truth and lies in everything. Mushroom. Ooh. Altered. Altered our perceptions. Yes, they did. They altered them. They altered them so much that the sheep got lost even more, just because they altered, changed the words, and did what they did. And people went crazy when they hit 40 this time. Oh, yes, they did. Oh, they went batshit crazy. They don't know what was going on. People throwing themselves to the floor like, what's going on? Oh, they took them. They, said cuckoo. Take them away. As these people say, the end days. I heard, I saw. Yeah, that's true. I touched the wall. And I calmed them down too. Loses touch with reality. Changes their mind often. Dreaming, unreliable. And Cain, yeah, so moving forward on that part. He builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. And under Enoch was born Arad. Now we just went further down the chain. And Arad begat Mahuziel. And Mahuziel begat Methusiel. And Methusiel begat Lamech. Now we just said a bunch of boys, and we just got a key. Unlocked. Shows how they feel ready to give your all Open book available. Interesting. Now, here's another fun part. Now, and Lamech took unto him 2 wives. Ooh, did we just double up? We double dipped. Oh, we double dipped. Lamech double dipped. He didn't want 1. He wanted 2. Was he missing an extra rib? No, he was not missing an extra rib. No, but he wanted 2 wives. He wanted 2. And these wives, he wanted 2. Equals 3. They say 2 is good. And 3 is a crowd. No. This guy's like, no, I'll take 2. So this one can be doing this while this one does this. You think they didn't have minds that thought of all this and that? Promises. Wishes to be with you. Hard to believe it's real. Contracts, engagement. The twins. Yeah, that twin flame and stuff's real. Alright. And send you down a trippy road. Pretty cool though. And Lamech took unto him 2 wives. I already read that. We know that. And name of the one. Now we start naming them. Wow. Where did all the other ones come from though? What happened to all of them? They just didn't matter. That's what I got told. I remember someone saying that. More than one person said that. They didn't matter. But they do. They didn't matter. But they do. No, we're not there because they don't matter. I'm like, but they do. I mean, it took 2. The history should be on both sides. It matters. Why is it changed? Why did they omit truths so that they can lie to me and you? Clarity. They mean what they say, expressing your needs. Simple, transparent. Adah, and the name of the other, Zalia. And Adah bare Jabal. Now these ones, we want to name off the boys that they have. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and such as have cattle. And his brother's name was Jabal, and he was the father of all such as handled the harp and organ. And Zalia, she also bare Tubal Cain, and instructed of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. Now we get the sister. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice. Ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged 7-fold, truly Lamech 70 and 7-fold. So at this time, all this was going on, and they still talking about Cain. Somehow Cain just brought up, but still, about 7-fold. Value. Loves you just as you are, worth the time and effort, devoted respect there. The birth of Seth. And Adam knew his wife again. So see, all these guys existed at the same time. So, talk about your baby boomers. Baby booming in their genealogy. Yep, their genealogy. But where are the ones, all the others? Where are their genealogies? Her. Submerged in their own world, focused on themselves, distant, distracted. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son and called his name Seth. For God said, she hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, who Cain slew. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began man to call upon the name of the Lord. So, then began man to call on the name of the Lord. So man began to call on the Lord. This Lord is all uppercase. And they began to call on this Lord that is all uppercase. And it would seem as though only the men were doing it, because it did not say women. So, who did we women pray to? If men did what they wanted, and they took 2 wives, 3, 4, 5, do you really think the women followed? Wouldn't it be like 1 out of 5? And if there was 2, wouldn't one get sad and jealous if that one was only doing the cleaning because she wasn't worth anything else? That's like when, that's for when it gets there. We're not there yet. Divine masculine, divine feminine. They knew. This is the book of the generations of Adam, in the day that God created man. In the likeness of God made he him. Alright, so this is God who created man, right? In his likeness. In the likeness of God made he him. Okay. Journey. Going the right direction. Along for the ride. Reason, season, lifetime. So, at that same time, God made he him. In God's likeness. So, God's likeness. So, there is a feminine divine and a divine masculine. We are like God, except for I'm not a man. So either God is a hermaphrodite who split us in half and made one that way and the other one this way. Or there is a omit by man of a goddess that should have been in here. That way it fits. We made them in our image, male and female. With the next line, Male and female created he them. All you had to do was take off the S. He, she. Remove the S. Because the mother of all living, that's she. So therefore, she made them. They were their children. Ooh. First, and there's a mask. Hidden. She was hidden. Keeping secrets from you, hiding their true feelings. Disguise, quiet affair. And blessed them and called their name Adam. So now there was a bunch of Adams. Because it just said, and blessed them and called their name Adam. Okay. So now either there's a bunch of first name Adams or this one ended up being a last name and we have no idea what their first names are. I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm gonna twist it. Don't get it twisted. This ain't no, we need a teacher. No, don't you dare go. No, sorry. I ain't going down that rabbit hole. I'm awake. Harmony. Hates to urge and fight. Hangs in there at all costs. Compatible and Dory. Alright. And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness. Oh, look at that. In his own likeness. Okay. So if he had a daughter, would the daughter be in his wife's likeness? Yeah. Cool this. And he begat sons and daughters. Ooh. Now we got sons and daughters again. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Lone wolf. Not ready to settle down, needs a lot of space. Can't commit. Free spirit. The Sethite line. And Seth lived 105 years and begat Enos. I'm going to get to all those stuff. I'm going to start skipping it. Seth lived after he begat Enos 807 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were, oh my gosh. Here we go. You know that they do all this begat stuff, but like I mentioned, why are we doing begat all these people? But there's so many other ones that just, they said, nah, you know what, that baby's ugly. I don't want to put that baby in. That baby is missing a toe. No. That baby is cross-eyed. No, we're not putting that baby in there. The baby's cross-eyed. No. Not doing it. Just put him over there. So, a begat. And we kept on begatting and dying, and begatting and dying, and begatting and dying. Sons and daughters, begatting and dying. And here we have Enoch, walked with God. That Enoch that walked with God was the one conceived with Cain and his sister. There's a unicorn. Fairy tale. Has very high standards. Once happily ever after. Romance fantasy. And he was not. For God took him. So this guy got to not die at all. Because God took him. I would say, take me, take me, take me. Except for I have a mission on this earth before it's my time to go. So they ain't gonna take me. Nobody gonna take me right now. But, you know, some really beautiful dreams, for real. For me to know and I only speak what I'm allowed to speak. That is true. Loving needs lots of affection. Let love lead the way. Devoted, caring, passion. All those begats. Now we run through that. Enoch. And then we've got another begat, begat, death, begat. And he called his name Noah, saying, this shall comfort us concerning our work, same, and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. So the Lord cursed the ground. So he cursed her. That gave birth to all the living, because he cursed the ground, right? So instead of, he cursed Cain and he cursed the ground. The ground which was used to make the first people. Yes, I'm going to say the first people, because there is a first people. Why would two and then these women appear out of nowhere, thin air? So which means that there was one man and then many women were made? Are we going there? Or was it one woman and many men? Did we go there? Can we keep it balanced? Yes. Learn key through history. We are now at that point where we're like, balance, balance, balance. Equal, equal. So, keep it equal. Growth. Wants to be anew. Focusing on family now. Mature, fertile, cycle. Alright, so and Lamech lived after. And you begat, died, begat, died, begat, died. Alright, the marriage of the Canaanites with Shethites. The race degenerates. Oh, so now we've suddenly got two tribes here, as if there wasn't more than two tribes. They were totally more than two tribes. Just the only tribe spoken right now in this book is those two tribes at this moment. And this is one location out of all the locations in the earth. When a long time ago, a man actually thought the world was flat. Dee-dee-dee. Wonder how long they thought that. Receptive, open to getting together, willing to trust again, interested, response. And it came to pass, when man began multiplying on the face of the earth. So it came to pass, when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. So now we get that. Now man began to multiply and have daughters unto them. Okay. That the sons of God, not all uppercase, just a one uppercase and lowercase, saw the daughters of man. So the sons of God saw the daughters of man, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all they chose. So the sons of God, here they're trying to say the chosen, which got their freak on, obviously, and said, we want as many as we can get, because we're, we love them all. So if you give us all of them, we'll take them. And that was the daughters of man. So the sons of God, which, if this is a God, higher God, and you got the sons of God, then you have a demigod. And the demigods decided that they wanted a daughter of man, which now you can have a complete pyramid of God, demigod, mundanes. And then the mundanes had daughters. So the demigods saw the mundanes, and they were like, ooh, we don't have to deal with those controlling other ones that's got well, they're not controlling, but they have magic. They have gifts. These ones don't got anything because they're mundanes. But they are beautiful, obviously. They're in that time frame. You think that they were no, they were no. They didn't have all this food that people have literally poisoned. Is that the eye? Yes, it is. Watching. Third eye. Looking out. It's also, there's an evil eye. Both. Looking out for you. Seeing is believing. Foresight. Aware. Truth. Wouldn't it be crazy if everybody was like, hey, enough is enough. They said love, let's love. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, that for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days. Now there's giants. Love it. So now there's giants. Where did they come from? And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, so the sons of God, have many of them, and was doing everything they wanted to. They bare children to them. So now we have another set. So we got higher gods, demigods, higher goddess, demigoddess, the mundanes. And then you just kept breeding it out, right? Or breeding it in. Which one is it? Because if they gave birth, then now you got a demigod with a mundane, and then you got someone with a, either they got it or they don't. 75-25. That 50-50 changed. But there's always that rare. So the rare, it's really intriguing how you get that rare. And now I also have very intriguing things with cards. Floating. Needs to go with the flow. Find you enchanting. Desire, fresh, elusive. So interesting. And same become mighty man, which were of old. Now they became mighty man, man of renown. So which means that these ones were also, so demigods chosen. They chose women. These demigods chose these women. And those ones were more chosen. So it's saying pretty much chosen is just went down the train. But then mixing the bloods, which they did mix, it now has become who's chosen, who's not chosen. But they forgot that even if the chain goes down, you still got the ones at the top. The hidden ones, the angels that they talked about, that came down. So people would say, well, that kid's my DNA. I said, well, but what is their soul? Is their soul? Or, you know, the creation, how they were created? Is it possible that the chosen were created from either good and bad, or, you know, yeah. Did I just say good and bad? Okay. Dark and light. And then they started choosing sides. Some stayed in the middle. But it was painful. All those times. But now, we're playful. Look at that. Looking for a good time. Lighten up. And enjoy. Flirty, carefree, teasing. Get it, got it good. Alright. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination and the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast. So, let's get this straight. Everybody wants to separate this. So, man, I will destroy man. It's singular. M-A-N. It's not plural. It's singular. Whom I have created from the face of the earth. So he had made a single man on the earth. And from this single man, because it's also saying wickedness of man, which is still singular. But before they started speaking of that, mighty man was plural. Man of renown, plural. And then now we've got the wickedness of man, singular. That was great in the earth. Makes you think it's a typo. Now, but they're going to destroy both man and beast. Now, I don't hear anything about destroying women in this. But yet, a lot of people want to sit there and claim that a woman is the reason why they do this or do that. It's their fault. It's all their fault. It's the way they look. Do you not see the way that some men look? I mean, I doubt that that's what it is. But it's a good excuse. If she didn't look like that, I wouldn't do this. Nah, that, Nah. Okay. Moving forward. Now we went to generations and repenting and stuff like that. The creeping things. And what is the beast and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air? What was these men doing with the beast and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air that the Lord said they didn't like it? Bestiality. Now they're starting to make you wonder. What can you do with a bird? An actual bird. I don't know if it's big enough. Oh, that's so true. Turkey. A new way to stuff it while it's still alive. Oh. And I'm talking about putting food in its throat. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. It was man, so it was, you were giving them that vitamin D. It's good. You know, they weren't getting enough sun. Right, son? A just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Union. What's you to be happy? You feel supported. Marriage. Ooh. Interesting. And the earth was corrupt. Before God, the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh hath corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said to Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Okay. Now, that's when Noah starts building that ark, which does not get every animal on the earth. Romance wants to court you. Old-fashioned outlook, chemistry, intrigue. It's a bird. So, I just saw stories. It just popped out at me. Because it's written in sort of cursive-like. The fashion stories. The fashion shall be with stories. Oh, here we go. And there was an of there. Okay. The fashion of romance. There's a missing word. The fashion of something shall be with stories. Here's an apple. Tempted. Hard to resist others, mostly about the passion. Secret desire, Lord. And behold, I, and even I, do bring flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the bread of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. So, everything died. All the good and all that stuff. So, that means the people, women, stuff like that, children, all the innocents were just innocent bystanders, casualty of starting over. Opening up, wants to share feelings, gives you little after time. Don't push, listen well. So yeah, they did that. But the flood happened everywhere. Proven? Facts. If it's not in here, some is true, some is false. The Noah, now that flood did occur. Yes, that flood did occur. That flood occurred everywhere. There is history of this particular flood happening all over. But the lie, that is how they perceived in their own language what's occurred, what's happened, who wrote it. And this is where we go next, because all languages join together, and then we start to transition into what is true. We start learning those lies and truths, and then we know how to move in the middle. Transition, looking for a change, relationships that shifts, travel, move, develop. So that is it from that one. So let's begin moving forward. So where is Matthew? I don't want to sit here going way ahead. Doody. Now it's Matthew 2. All right. Wise man visits the infant Jesus. Now we get the Nephilim Jesus. Wise men visited. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men. Now this was 3 wise men that came from the east to Jerusalem. So they followed, washed away, tends to disappear, swept up in emotions, fleeting affair, quick. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. So now we were like, no, he's born here. He's got to be born here. It won't look good on paper if he's born there. He must be born here to look good on paper. And they said unto him in Bethlehem and Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet. So they've got to follow what is written. So it must be done what's written. He's following a path. This child's future was already set in stone and on paper. Abundant, generous with love, emotions flow freely, exclusive, rich, content. And we know how that is with teaching someone human sacrifices. Yeah. What did they almost do to Isaac? Correct. That's crown. Control wants to take the lead. Power struggles, forced at odds, tense. Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. The star. And when they had heard the king, they departed. And lo, the star, vulnerable, needs security above all, has fragile emotions, protective, genuine. When they heard, stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. So which means they saw the star and they were like, oh, look, the star, morning star. It's a crystal ball. Boundless. Gives their whole heart unlimited affection. Balanced, real, open. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. Now, we just got, like, you know how God said, do not worship man? And they just bowed and worshipped what is a demigod, which is half man. So he said, do not. I'm jealous, don't do it. And he did it. You did it. They did it. They did it. All of us did it. Everybody did it. Most people did it. And now people are growing and they don't do it. Yeah. But I come with this saying, yeah, truth, lies, and everything. You got to read it between the lines. And trust all of them. And if you don't have that much mixture in your bloodline, you might want to find someone who does. Because after death, they begin to mix. And then suddenly there is now a new reality, a new heaven. Because there's so many mixtures meeting, blending. Challenges. Wants to fix things, navigating some issues, obstacles, solutions. And this is the final one. So, and when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold, and frankincense, and myrrh. So, that's a lot of things there. And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod. So after they did this, they had a dream that they would not return to Herod. They departed into their own country another way. So which means that they went a different way to get where they needed to go. But they were bound to be killed if they went the other way. They woke up. Hey, or they were told, because the women, or woman, main woman, the one who can see more than all the others, told them, and so they followed it and claimed it as their own. Ah! That's crazy. This is, out of all those, y'all saw me shuffle this. I looked for this everywhere, and it winds up being the one at the very end. Wow. Talk about your changing history. There's truth in everything. Speaking of this, dragons. Wow. That's so interesting. That winds up being the last one. Everything happens for a reason. Mm-hmm. Alright, so now that's done, and I will be coming back to do the reading, the next reading, part 3. Okay? Other than that, thank you guys for joining me on this, and pretty much it is going to be different than last year, the year Jubilee, because this is a new year, not the old one. We're moving forward. We're not doing the same things. No, we're growing is what we're going to be doing. So, join me for part 3 next. It might not be right away, because I might have something to do. See ya.